Tonight, I'm Tom Brokaw. I'll see you back here tomorrow night.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brett Cummins in the Forecast Center, looking at increasing chances of rain in our forecast first through tonight. 78 degrees, still very warm, mild, muggy conditions out there, and that's going to lend to some showers and thunderstorms, some of which could be severe in parts of the state. We'll tell you where and what you can expect a little later. Your news begins right now.
You're watching KARK News 4 Arkansas at 6.
And this thing they call justice, that's all we want.
Strong reaction from the family of a man shot and killed by a Hot Springs police officer, an officer now charged with manslaughter. That's our top story for Wednesday, May 8th. Hello, good evening, everybody. I'm Bob Clausen. Thanks for joining us.
I'm Denise Whitaker. Welcome to News 4 Arkansas at 6. The case of a bizarre shooting in Garland County now includes a manslaughter charge.
Hot Springs police officer Grant Glover was charged today in the January shooting of his friend, 39-year-old Frank Lewis. News 4 Arkansas' Jeremy Finley joining us now at the latest. Jeremy, what's the reasoning behind the manslaughter charge?
Well, the county prosecutor says there's no evidence to show that Glover intended to shoot and kill Lewis. Instead, the prosecutor says the officer Glover acted recklessly with a loaded weapon.
We cry sometime and don't even know it's coming. Nobody have to say nothing, it just hits you.
The grieving process for Frank Lewis has taken many forms for his family. The next phase in that process, relief.
I'm glad that this day finally came. Maybe these wheels of justice are turning.
Reaction from the manslaughter charge facing Officer Grant Glover, who tells investigators he accidentally shot his friend Frank Lewis in the face. Investigators say Lewis and Glover had been drinking at the officer's house when Lewis asked to see Glover's pistol, much like this one. Glover tells investigators that's when the gun went off.
He should know better. And, I mean, it's tragic. We feel for the family.
But Oliver says there's no evidence that Glover intended to harm Lewis.
There was absolutely no argument between the two individuals. There were no hard feelings. There was no fight of any kind.
From Glover's attorney, quote, "We believe it was a tragedy, a terrible accident, but we don't think it was a crime. I personally believe the reason he's being charged with this is because he's a police officer, and we don't think that's fair." Lewis's father says what's fair is that someone is being held accountable for his son's death.
Yesterday was 4 months. We waited for this day.
Now, investigators say blood samples show that Officer Glover's blood alcohol level that night was .06, .08 is considered legally drunk. Now, Bob and Denise, the chief of police in Hot Springs, had nothing else to say about this case except for to express his sympathy for the Lewis family and for Officer Glover.
All right, Jeremy. Thank you.
We'll continue to follow this story. Next in the case, however, Officer Glover was suspended without pay. Up until today, he was on administrative leave with pay. Members of Frank Lewis's family said they're considering a civil suit in this case.
If you have a garage door opener and you keep it in your car, bad idea. Here's why. Someone opened this unlocked car, grabbed the garage door opener, and then opened the garage door, let himself into this home here on Cedar Branch Drive in Little Rock. Even though the crook only made off with a purse and a wallet, Jack Langford says that he and his family feel violated.
I mean, there was somebody you don't know that's unwelcome guest in your house, and they got in here easily. That's what's really scary.
Police say things like garage door openers are being used more and more in home burglaries and that you should never leave it in your car. An Arkansas export industry may soon be forced to stop shipping its product. The product, fighting birds, gamecocks. If the new farm bill becomes law, those who raise the birds here where it's illegal to fight them and then ship them to states where it is won't be allowed to do that anymore. The Senate passed the bill today. It should be sent to President Bush sometime next week.
It's a job we can't do without, and in several cases, people gave their lives for others. Today, for the first time in state police history, families of troopers who died in the line of duty received special medals. The state's lost 16 troopers in the line of duty.
Unless you're married to one of them or you're the child or parent of a police officer, there's no way to really understand what all they go through.
More than 60 state troopers and civilian employees also received honors for their hard work and dedication today, including Trooper of the Year, Daniel Sanderson.
Keeping you safe when you travel by plane or train is their top priority. That's why the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers said that during a Day of Action rally today. Since September 11th, members say consumer confidence has been decreasing, and they want you to know that they're working to provide you with safe, comfortable, and reliable transportation. It is that time again, time to debut another WeatherNet Center in Arkansas. News 4 Arkansas's Perella Lewis is live at the Camden Career Center for the debut. Hey, Perella.
Hey, Bob, you're absolutely right. Debuting yet another WeatherNet site, and it's very interesting. It's at the Camden Career Center, and it's actually housed inside of the radio station here, which they actually use it to benefit their listeners. We'll be talking more about that in just a few minutes. But first, let's take a look at your forecast first as we keep the chance of rain in the forecast and keep the promises of cooler temperatures at least. Going to give it an actual chance of rain for tonight and tomorrow, which I guess we'll show you that in just a few minutes. But stay with us because we have more weather. We're going to be talking to somebody from the Career Center and find out exactly how they're utilizing Neighborhood WeatherNet in just a few minutes.
Okay, Perella, thanks a lot. Looking forward to it.
Putting an end to hunger is a huge responsibility, and one postal carriers plan to help shoulder. The National Association of Letter Carriers announced the 10th annual Stamp Out Hunger food drive this morning at Clinton Elementary. You can help by leaving a bag of non-perishable food by your mailbox on Saturday. Postal carriers will pick it up when they drop off your mail. Clinton Elementary students ended their food drive today. They donated more than 3,000 pounds of food to the Arkansas Food Bank Network. Another 3,000 pounds came in from this guy and his helpers. Danny Joe Crawford from 103.7 The Bus can now get a good night's rest indoors after he slept outside the past 2 nights to collect food for the food bank. The food bank says the trucks held more than 3,200 pounds of collected food. That's triple what they had hoped to get. Former Beatle John Lennon held a bet-in back in 1969 for world peace. The Buzz just altered that concept for food.
Congratulations to Danny Joe. Good work.
And all of you who donated
That's
the
right,
food.
who stopped by and, we're shaking hands with a lot of people out there and bringing that food by. Excellent. Well, most of us have done it. Throw our winter clothes into the back of the closet someplace like that, or even toss them in a box, toss in the garage.
Shame, shame. That could cause problems for your winter goods. We show you how to keep everything in good shape through our warm months.
And not the perfect day to be outdoors today. Still had plenty of heat. We've escaped the rain so far in most of the state, but it's going to make its way in later tonight and tomorrow as well. That chance at 40%, a little cooler at 79, much cooler on Friday at 68 degrees, warming back up for your weekend. Much more weather details coming up in just a little while. Your news continues when we come back.
News 4 Arkansas, sponsored by Landers Buick Pontiac GMC in Benton, by Baptist Health, by Brandon House Furniture, and by your local Dodge dealers.
You demanded less fluff, more facts at Southland Hyundai. We're Arkansas's low price leader. Right now, get Accents under $8 grand. Elantras less than Corolla at $10,995. Santa Fe SUVs under 18 grand. Fact, Hyundai beats the others and it's less expensive. Plus, you get America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. Our goal, 100% approved credit. Get to Southland Hyundai today between County Line and the Bryant exit on I-30. Southland Hyundai. No fluff allowed.
Come to the Memphis Flea Market, the big one, at the Little Rock Expo Center this Saturday and Sunday.
The big one, the biggest bargain in fun.
Better technology, better medicine, an entire hospital fighting heart disease.
Arkansas Heart Hospital.
The Heart Hospital. Our children, so innocent and so vulnerable. In 2001, Mark Pryor helped pass the Computer Crime Act so local law enforcement can arrest internet pornographers who prey on our children. Mark Pryor, tough, experienced, the record of a leader guided by values of faith, family, and principle. Mark Pryor, protecting our families, doing right by Arkansas.
When I have a headache, it feels like the whole world is crashing down around my ears. I reach in my wallet, get a BC powder. Now the headache goes away. Everybody who's ever come to me with a headache, I tell them about BC powder.
When I have a headache, it's like somebody's taking a C-clamp and just keeps on turning it. Go take your BC powder. You're feeling much better, so you go back at the job. It don't take no time at all, so that's why I take BC.
When I have a headache, it feels like horse hooves just clopping on your head. I'll take a BC. The headache is gone. Just try it. And once you do, you won't go back.
We're Arkansas's low price leader at Southland Hyundai. Fact, Hyundai beats the others and it's less expensive. Plus, get America's best warranty only at Southland Hyundai.
You're watching KARK with Denise Whitaker and Bob Clausen. This is News 4 Arkansas at 6.
Although we do tend to get a chilly night every once in a long while these days, it's definitely time to put the wool away, the cashmere, and other winter fabrics.
If you don't do it the right way, you could find yourself buying an all-new clothes to replace what the moths ate over the summertime.
But moths aren't the only things you have to protect your clothes from. You also have to protect them from crickets, silverfish, beetles, a variety of insects.
The first and most important thing is to get everything cleaned. Insects migrate to food stains, no matter how minuscule, even in polyester. This is nice. It's all stored in the bag. Do you put it in your closet like this?
No, when you get it home, you should remove it from the bag. If you want to protect your garment from dust, and a good thing to use is a porous bag, maybe even a pillowcase.
Once you load your winter clothes into a good closet in the air conditioning, you'll need flying insect spray.
Shake it well, spray lightly into the room to ensure that it atomizes correctly, and then poof lightly the top and the bottom of the closet.
Also, be sure you remember to respray once a month. If you want to see the insects, to know they're not chewing up your favorite sweater, try these traps from a pest control company.
Container that has glue on the inside, a pheromone vial that is placed in the container, and the pheromone attracts the insects to the container, and they are trapped by the glue on the walls.
Sort of a mousetrap for insects. It certainly pays to take these precautions so that you're not forced to buy new clothing in the fall.
Students in North Little Rock had the ultimate battle of the brain. Today was Math Wars. 4th and 5th graders from each North Little Rock Elementary School got quizzed on math questions, which makes sense, by previous Math Wars winners. Those are the ones doing the quizzing. The victors in this year's Math Wars, a tie. North Heights and Lakewood, Team 1 took the title. That school brought 2 teams.
And our list continues to grow. That is our list of neighborhood WeatherNet sites across the state. And Perella is joining us live from the Camden Career Center in Camden. Perella, normally you have students kind of hanging around with you at 5 and 6. I've yet to see those. Are they there?
They're there. They're just behind the camera because they're actually learning how to work a little bit of everything. We've got some that are interested in meteorology. We've got some that are interested in the camera. Some that are interested in radio. We'll be talking to one of the people who actually head this up in just a few minutes and find out how they're utilizing Neighborhood WeatherNet. But first, here's a look at your almanac.
Parkway Infinity. Mission: taking care of the customer. Parkway Infinity. Mission: bringing the most of luxury into your life. Parkway Infinity. You've been by before on West Markham across from Home Depot. Parkway Infinity. Arkansas's exclusive Infinity dealership. Parkway Infinity. Accelerating the future. It's the Parkway way.
It's your life. Hot Springs Mall makes it portable. It's your life, it's your mall. It's your life. Hot Springs Mall makes it special. It's your life, it's your mall. It's your life. Hot Springs Mall makes it brilliant.
It's your life, it's your mall.
Y'all ready for this?
Are you ready for the selection, the value, the excitement? It's Toyota's nationwide summer event featuring 18 different models. It's time to trade up to a rugged new 4Runner. Now get $2,000 cash back on 4Runner Limited or take 0% financing on any 2002 4Runner. Are you ready for Sienna? It's the minivan from Toyota with $1,000 cash back or 0% financing.
Y'all ready for this?
Get the Toyota you've been wanting now. We're ready. Are you?
Now, your neighborhood forecast with Chief Meteorologist Brett Cummins and Perella Lewis. This is Weather for Arkansas.
And welcome back to Weather for Arkansas. We're at the Camden Career Center where we're debuting another neighborhood WeatherNet site, and we're here with Steve Taylor. Now, you all, I've said this from the start, you've actually decided to kind of utilize neighborhood WeatherNet a little bit differently than what we're accustomed to. We're inside of a radio station, and you use it to benefit your listeners. How?
Well, the school district owns a radio station. We need a way to give timely weather information. The students now have it right at their fingertips, right in front of them all the time, all the current readings and information they need to give the forecast, to give the weather, to help out the community.
That is so amazing. Now, since I've been here, I've had a couple of students that have come up to me that are kind of interested in maybe meteorology or forecasting. You think that this is going to benefit them as well?
Yeah, it's a plus I really didn't think about until after we had this installed. But with the curriculum that's on the web and the other assets that are involved with the WeatherNet program, it's going to be awesome for them.
It's awesome for them. It's wonderful for us because we get to track storm systems as we've told you. In fact, we have a little bit of rainfall and some slightly cooler temperatures. It's actually going to make its way throughout the state. Let's take a look at some live neighborhood WeatherNet conditions. This is coming to us from right here in Camden, where it was just equally as warm here as it has been throughout the state. You'll notice 87 degrees, the high today, 88. Winds out of the south, relatively calm right now. And the low, by the way, only 71 degrees. Your extended forecast promises slightly cooler temperatures and some rainfall starting as early as tomorrow. That is for basically the entire state. Friday, things start to dry out after the morning hours, and, well, temperatures start to cool off just a little bit. Satellite radar showing some rainfall off to the northwestern part of the state. That is far ahead of our cold front that is anticipated to make its way through tomorrow, though, with the south winds and the atmosphere nice and moist. We'll continue to fire off the possibility of some rainfall throughout the day. Taking a look at your regional temperatures, you'll notice all the way to the left-hand corner of your screen, slightly cooler temperatures. This cold front's not going to cool us down dramatically, but it will help to dip down back into the 70s or a little bit more seasonal. Spring will actually make a return. How about that? Right now, nice and moist throughout the state. 78 degrees in Fort Smith, 82 in Hot Springs, 84 in Stuttgart, 87 degrees in El Dorado, 70s to the northern part of the state. In Little Rock, 84 dew points, nice and high. Humidity nice and high. And again, that's courtesy of those south winds, which will actually start to lose beginning tomorrow, something I'm looking forward to. To take you through the rest of the forecast, including your weekend, is Chief Meteorologist Brett Cummins. Brett?
Thanks a lot, Perella. Kind of myself looking forward to those cooler temperatures, even if it's only about 8 to 10 degrees or so, but we're going to have to get those thanks to rain and thunderstorms coming through. As a matter of fact, some of those storms could be on the severe side. The Storm Prediction Center has the northwestern half of Arkansas under a slight risk. The moderate risk is on across Oklahoma, parts of Kansas, and back into Missouri. Take a look at your forecast track through tonight, showing a little bit of rain and thunderstorm activity going through. Cold front on the way, though. This will be pushing through northwestern portions of the state by 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and northern Arkansas under the gun, but also through central portions of the state between 10 and around 1 o'clock, and then by 7 p.m. tomorrow, the front makes it into southeast Arkansas. High pressure starts to build in and dry us out just a bit through Thursday night. Into Thursday night, Friday morning, though, we keep some rain across southeastern Arkansas. That front backs to the north as a warm front warms us up for the weekend. We'll talk about it in a moment. 70 tonight, 40% chance of seeing some scattered storms out there. Still nice and muggy. Those south to southwest winds. 79 for tomorrow, 40% chance of more showers and storms, and winds will shift from the southwest to the northwest at about 10 to 20 miles per hour as the front pushes on through. Now 40% for tomorrow, down to 20% early on Friday morning. Otherwise, the rest of the day not looking too bad at all. 68, the best we can do for a high temperature. Back up to 80 as the front moves back to the north across the state as a warm front on Saturday. 84 for Sunday. A few more scattered showers coming back in on Sunday as well, lingering into Monday morning, but no real big warm up with this front even coming through as a warm front. It's only going to get into the low to mid 80s, so we're going to keep the 90s out of the forecast through the entire extended forecast, and that's exciting as well.
That is.
Yeah.
It's going to be comfortable.
It really will, at least for the next couple of days, and then the muggy weather kind of returns for the weekend.
Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot, Brett.
Sure.
Appreciate it. The acts of September 11th prompted a surge in patriotism. New at 10 tonight. One Arkansan answered that call after the terrorist attacks. Hear from the former state rep who's using his skills to serve our country in this way. That and much more tonight at 10 on News 4 Arkansas.
Apparently, we've got some good weather, not too hot for golfing.
Not bad weather at all for golfing. I'm still waiting to hear about maybe a new course for, public course, something that I can afford, something that maybe Bob can afford. Well, we may have to wait a while for that, but what could be the toughest course in the area is nearing completion. I'll have an update next in Sports for Arkansas.
Big things are happening at Brandon House during our largest remodeling ever. We must make room for the construction, so all floor samples and inventory must go. Save 40 to 70% on all sofas and chairs. Save 40 to 60% on all dining rooms and bedrooms. Save 40 to 70% on all Italian leather furniture. Plus, all Simmons Beauty Rest mattress sets are on sale now. Also, no money down, no payments, and no accrued interest for 1 year. The incredible Brandon House remodeling sale, Little Rock and Hot Springs.
Don't deny yourself the right to the best source of free legal information out there. The KARK Law Line, 501-340-4LAW. When you call the KARK Law Line, you'll get information and answers on topics such as insurance claims, medical malpractice, personal injury, and more. The KARK Law Line is your connection to legal questions and issues. 501-340-4LAW.
A community service of KARK TV and Gary Eubanks and Associates.
Do it for your family, do it for you. Call the KARK Healthline at 501-370-4U. Help keep you and your family healthy with free information on a variety of medical subjects, like taking care of your new baby. Regular doctor's visits and vaccinations are important to your baby's future health and your peace of mind. Do it for you. Call the KARK Healthline at 501-370-4U, a community service of KARK TV and the Arkansas Foundation for Medical Care.
Folks, the focal point of any bedroom suite is the bed, and Hanks has some fabulous values. Solid wood, massive 6-inch post, hand-carved detail, only $377. Cherry and walnut veneers, 90-inch post, padded wicker inserts, only $783. Victorian cherry with authentic hand-carved accents, only $499. Fabulous beds at famous low prices every day at Hanks. Discount fine furniture.
KARK continues with sports from Mark Rushing. This is Sports for Arkansas.
Arkansas Athletic Director Frank Broyles is feeling much better today after being released from the hospital where he was being treated for a bacterial infection of the intestines, apparently caused by a bad reaction to medication. Ironically, Broyles and John Daly both checked into hospitals Saturday, both due to bad reactions to medication. Lady Razorback Shamika Christian is making a return trip to the trials for the USA Basketball World Championships. She's one of 36 players to be invited to try out for the young women's squad. She is one of 5 returnees from last year's squad, which took the bronze medal. Christian led the Lady Razorbacks in scoring this past season while earning all SEC honors. Robert Trent Jones Jr. has some rather shocking ideas about the grand old game of golf. For instance, he's in favor of banning tees. With that in mind, you can imagine what kind of course Jones would design. Difficult to say the least. The new course at Chenal will be longer, the fairways tighter, the greens smaller. More difficult, to say the least, than the existing course. The new course, which may be called Bear's Den for the neighboring Bear's Den Mountain, could open as soon as this fall, but with the seeding of the greens almost 2 months behind schedule, it could be next spring. Either way, the course will still be difficult.
Some will like the 4th hole because it's quite aesthetic. Some will like the par 5s because they're reachable. And some will like the par 4s because they're very narrow. And so the young limberback's strength will not be the only reward. The old foxes will have a chance.
What about those of us who have no strength and are not very smart? I don't know. The Arkansas Twisters are 3-0 against everyone they've played except undefeated Tennessee Valley, which has beaten the Twisters twice this season. That's the bad news. The good news is the Twisters aren't playing Tennessee Valley this week. They'll be in Tulsa instead, wrapping up the 2-game road trip, which really is more bad news because the Twisters have struggled away from home.
I think as a team, we know we have to play better on the road. You know, on road games, we don't have a chance to get on the turf. During the week, we're out on the grass field at the high school, so I think that hurts us a little bit, but you know, you just make the most of your opportunities.
Less than a week after winning the 5A state title, 3 Catholic high standouts signed letters of intent to continue their soccer careers at Lyon College. Eric Wilson, Brent Hugg, and Joey Nottingham are the latest to join new Lyon coach Jeremy Bishop, who's building a team made up solely of local talent. Only one NBA playoff game on tap tonight as Detroit hosts Boston. The Celtics trying to even the best-of-7 series at 1 game apiece after the Pistons took the opener. Boston's Paul Pierce says the Celtics have the better team, but Corliss Williamson says we'll find out, won't we, on who wins the series, and they have several more games, at least 3 more if the Pistons can sweep, possibly more. We'll see.
And that course looks like it's going to be a tough one.
Yes. Definitely, but I'd still play it. I don't care.
You can give anything a try.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's usually not the length of the fairway or the width for me that's difficult. What's tough is judging the speed of the windmill.
Sure, right. That's a short fairway, Bob.
We're back after this.
Call 1-800-841-OKLA. Or visit travelok.com for Oklahoma, Native America.
Big things are happening at Brandon House during our largest remodeling ever. We must make room for the construction, so all floor samples and inventory must go. Save 40 to 70% on all shabby chic slipcover sofas and chairs. Save 40 to 60% on all urban contemporary sofas and chairs. Save 40 to 70% on all vintage collage sofas and chairs. And save 40 to 60% on all clubroom sofas and chairs. Plus no money down, no payments, and no accrued interest for 1 year. The incredible Brandon House remodeling sale. Little Rock and Hot Springs.
An emergency C-section. My son, 9 weeks premature. Through all of my family's challenges, I've counted on Baptist Health. With a healing hand or a helping heart, providing the care we need so we can get back to the things that really matter. Crystal Campbell, Arkadelphia.
Closed captioning for the hearing impaired is brought to you by Landers, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Benton.
Carrier Weathermaker 2-speed cooling systems with Puron are the most energy efficient you can buy. You can save up to 60% on your home cooling costs.
Choose a Puron Carrier high-efficiency heating and cooling system before May 31st and get no payments and no interest for 6 months, plus a 10-year parts and labor warranty. Call these dealers today for details.
Carrier, 100 years of innovation. Power, durability. These are the things that drive you, like the Chevy Silverado. With more available V8 horsepower than any half-ton extended cab from Ford or Dodge. And with over 1,500 pounds of payload capacity, it not only pulls its own weight, it gives you something to build on. The 2002 Silverado, now with 1.9% APR or $2,000 cash back. See your local Chevy dealer.
You're watching News 4 Arkansas.
All right, south winds keeping it muggy for tonight. Overnight low at 70 degrees. Barely doing our best to reach 80 tomorrow, but a 40% chance of showers and storms. Some may be on the strong side. The weekend looking a little cooler, not quite as bad.
Very comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, not bad at all. Thanks, Brett.
Sure.
We also want to thank some 8th graders from Southside B Branch and also 4th graders from Bradford Elementary School. They came by and toured our studios
Absolutely.
today.
And thanks for coming by and saying hello.
Thank you for joining us this evening.
Look forward to seeing you back here at 10 o'clock, everybody.
At Landers, we understand that your car is more than just something that gets you from point A to point B. That's why Landers Buick Pontiac GMC offers a top-of-the-line service department to help ensure the safety of your vehicle. With 42 brand new service bays in the best state-of-the-art facility, nothing compares. Plus, we're Arkansas's #1 GM and GM certified pre-owned dealer. Landers Buick Pontiac GMC, I-30 between exit 118 and 121 in Benton.
Herb, there's a grasshopper on our lawn.
If only that were true, Alice.
It's mowing, Herb.
The grasshopper trims while it mows, Alice. With 0 turn radius, handy attachments. Cut my mowing time in half.
He's finished, Herb.
He who, Alice?
See why a grasshopper should be your next mower at your nearby dealer.
I think it's time you switch to decaf.
Grasshopper, first to finish, built to last.
It's going! Quatney Chevrolet knocks high prices out of the ballpark with a tremendous home run savings event. $3,000 rebates on Cavaliers, Prisms, Trackers, and S10s at Quatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville. Slide into savings with $2,000 rebates on Suburbans, Tahoes, Blazers, Malibus, and Silverados. Oregon low 1.9% financing. Home run rebates, home run savings at Quatney Chevrolet. Gregory Street exit in Jacksonville.
Now at Popeyes, pick up a Cajun-flavored feast. Get 12 pieces of Popeyes world-famous chicken, spicy or mild, for only $9.99.
Want the latest? Want the greatest? That's us. Touch. Get the Nokia 3360 for only $10 and 6 free accessories on selected Suncom rate plans for a limited time only at Teletouch.
Thanks for watching KARK, the home of News 4 Arkansas.
Jennifer Aniston and John F. Kennedy Jr.
Jennifer Aniston somehow attempted to seduce him on an airplane?
As the backlash against his new book builds, what John's friend says happened between John Jr. and Jennifer.
John was in business class and Jennifer Aniston was in business class.
And what Monica Lewinsky wrote in a letter about John's George magazine.
The latest on Callista Flockhart's romance with Harrison Ford. Is the Alley star about to move to New York City to be by her man?
Macaulay Culkin's strange phobia, why he's afraid to leave his house.
It takes me about 2 hours to really hype myself up and say, okay, time to go outside.
What the Home Alone star revealed to Barbara Walters, and why Sarah Ferguson is still wearing her wedding ring from Prince Andrew.
Singer R. Kelly breaks his silence. His first interview since he was accused of sexual misconduct with underage girls.
There have always been whispers about R. Kelly and whether or not he had a penchant for young girls.
A videotape first surfaced in Chicago. Now, what the star told BET Tonight's Ed Gordon.
I'm trying to protect my life right now.
A West Wing preview, why Allison Janney can't lock lips with her new love interest, Mark Harmon.
You can't touch me. I can't touch him.
Then, Xena's baby news straight from the star. What Lucy Lawless told us about her little boy and her delivery.
This is Entertainment Tonight, the most watched entertainment news program in the world.
Defending JFK Jr. is our top Hollywood story. Hi, everybody. I'm Bob Goen.
And I'm Mary Hart. A backlash is building against the Kennedy tell-all book American Son. Author Richard Blow is being hit with a barrage of criticism and confrontational coverage from Katie Couric to People magazine. We have the latest news first up tonight.
You've been called a lot of names. You've been called a snitch. You've been called a rat and so on.
Well, you called me a snitch.
Yeah.
Blow was in the hot seat this morning on The View, and that followed Couric grilling him on Today.
Nothing says friendship like dancing on your buddy's grave for profit.
The author was an executive editor of Kennedy's George magazine and had signed a confidentiality pledge in 1995. But in his new book, Blow details an angry John swearing at his wife over the phone and how Kennedy stayed at a Manhattan hotel the night before their deaths.
Here these two people have died. To talk about details of their personal life seems so invasive and intrusive.
When Richard sat down with R. Mark Steinis, he seemed to be surprised by the criticism.
Did you see that coming?
Not really. I guess maybe I was a little bit naive about it. I thought, you know, people know I've worked for this guy for a long time. I've always tried to represent him well.
And the controversy is growing. In the next People on Stan's Friday, the magazine reveals how Kennedy's friends are offended by the $300,000 advance Blow reportedly received and by news that the book has been optioned for a TV movie.
Many friends feel that there was a certain profiteering from his relationship with John.
Despite the backlash, Blow defends his book.
You knew John Kennedy Jr. for
about 4 years. Yeah.
What made you think you were qualified to write a book about John F. Kennedy Jr.?
Well, that's why I didn't write a biography of John. I wrote a book about the 4 years of George magazine, which was a really important time in John's life.
And coming up later on ET, our in-depth interview with Richard Blow. He reveals why Kennedy's wife Carolyn was not wanted at the office and John's encounter with Jennifer Aniston.
He was the man who helped transform the famous faces of Jennifer Aniston and Julia Roberts, a flamboyant makeup artist with a Hollywood client list that included everyone from Cher to Oprah. But tonight, Hollywood friends and family are mourning the loss of Kevin Aucoin. He was, for Hollywood's A-list, more than a makeup artist. He was a magician whose golden touch made the already beautiful even more beautiful.
He is truly an artist. He can absolutely transform anybody.
Kevin's handiwork could be seen from Oscar's red carpet to the covers of Vogue and Vanity Fair. And in March, he did Liza's makeup for her walk down the aisle.
She's a really pure soul, and that's what I tried to bring out.
For his book, Face Forward, Kevin had stars lining up to be transformed into other stars. Winona Ryder became a young Elizabeth Taylor. Callista Flockhart, Audrey Hepburn.
He turned me into Julie Christie, and why wouldn't I? When someone offers you that, you say yes.
E.T.'s Rashumba Williams, who as a model worked with Kevin over the years, says he had a special gift.
He was kind, he was gentle, he was loving. He not only dealt with the face, but he dealt with the person.
You know how you meet somebody and you just like, you kind of know, like you just feel like you've known them?
In a statement to E.T., Cher said, "I'm completely devastated, and I don't have any words to say after that." Kevin, who died yesterday at 40 from a metabolic disorder, summed up his gift this way.
It's because I love women so much. I really adore women. When I'm with each one of them, I'm in love for that moment with that person.
So of all the stars Kevin worked with, who was his favorite? Well, he told us without a doubt it was Cher.
Will Elizabeth Hurley use science to determine who the father of her baby is? We have the latest details at the top of tonight's ET News Link. Hurley has agreed to supply a DNA sample to help establish whether or not millionaire film producer Stephen Bing is in fact the father of her baby Damien, born April 4th. Ever since learning of Hurley's pregnancy, Bing has questioned whether he is the father. The results could be known as early as June.
I live here and I'm really, really happy to be part of an event that's sort of dedicated to healing.
Helen Hunt joined Jerry and Jessica, Phil and Marlo, Kevin and Kira, and other New York celebrities at the opening of the Tribeca Film Festival.
New York has needed this for a long time.
In part the brainchild of Robert De Niro, the festival takes place in and celebrates the neighborhood surrounding the World Trade Center.
Well, I'd like to see the festival really work and take off.
And get ready for beautiful